Hello and welcome to Connected episode 362. We're playing the Rickies today, boys.
Yeah, boy.
This episode is made possible by our sponsors, Pingdom, Indeed, Mack Weldon, and Amazon Music. My name is Stephen Hackett, and for the first time in a long time, I'm pleased to announce Mr. Federico Viticci.
Has it really been that long? Hi.
The problem is the two of you haven't been on the same episode for a while. It's not that you haven't been on or he hasn't been on. It's just been, I think, very rare for the two of you to be on together.
Yes.
Do we need to shake hands?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. Pleased to meet you.
That's good. Why is your hand moist?
It's
unexpected. We're also joined by Mike Hurley.
Hello, I am the constant.
You are our everything.
I am also the Royal Highness Consolidated Chairman.
No, God, he's already starting this thing. Okay.
Well, that's what I am. I have
Rigged.
2 little medals on my Ricky soft toy right here because I am the Consolidated Champion. I have a decree for the Consolidated Champion, which will come later on in the show.
A decree? What? I feel like this whole monarchy thing has slightly gotten to your head.
Hey, Federico.
Yeah.
Do you think we just kicked Mike off the show?
What is it called when you like
a coup?
A coup? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's the king,
yeah, we got to rise up.
What's the title? The Emperor of the Rickies? What's the
His Royal Highness the Consolidated Champion?
Yeah, but that's not like a title, champion.
That's my title.
Maybe we need a rule amendment to name that position. But we have some follow-up first. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Mike, last time you talked about the Apple Watch a lot, and all of the follow-up is about what you said about the Apple Watch. So do you just want to take this?
One thing is not that I was wrong. One thing is to help me a little bit more. The second thing I was wrong about. So Jason wrote in, different Jason, about the time to walk thing. So you remember we found out during the episode that I could turn off the time to walk. Well, there's also a setting in the Workouts app, I think, which is to turn off a setting which is add newest workouts to watch.
Yeah.
And this should not only disable time to walk, but also stop it from ever coming back again. Currently, this setting explicitly mentions time to walk as what's being downloaded, which is weird because the setting is called add newest workouts. So maybe at some point this will stop something else from being immediately added.
Oh, I see. So like if they do
time to run,
and it's just John Turnus, time to get ripped, and it's Tim Cook.
Time to get ripped with Tim.
Maybe those don't show up, but time to walk comes back.
Who knows? But I don't want any of those things because
neither.
what I want is just the things that I do. And I've been very happy since last week because now all of the things that I want to access are just right there. So I'm very pleased to have that.
Do you think Tim has a personal trainer?
100%.
Definitely does, right? I mean, you don't get to look like that at his age without someone helping you.
Well, also, he has a lot of money, so why would he not have a personal trainer?
That's true. My personal trainer is a friend of mine called YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have
a strange name.
I don't have a personal trainer. Well, it's a family name. Do we really want to get back into what you think about countries?
What's the name? YouTuber?
Watch face sizes. I bungled this one big time. So
yeah,
I severely misspoke and got wrong about how watches are measured. Watches, they are measured not by face size, but case size. So a 44 millimeter watch is 44 millimeters of the entire case, not the watch face. Jake wrote in to give me good terminology, lug to lug. So this is like from where the watch band attaches to the watch. And this can differ on certain watches. Like with the Apple Watch, it doesn't have like typical lugs which extend out from the watch kind of body. So it's more compact that way. So a millimeter difference on the next Apple Watch would mean a millimeter difference for the overall physical size of the watch, not the watch face. So I was wrong on that. If they do go to flat edges, it would mean that the screens will be bigger and also the watch will be a little bit bigger. I still stand by the fact that I don't think that this is going to have any change to Apple Watch bands. Like all your old bands will work on the new watches, would be my expectation. So that's clearing up all of that. Mark Gurman had a report about the new Apple Watches that are upcoming. He spoke about new watch faces to be introduced to take advantage of the larger display. You can read about those on Bloomberg. Honestly, I read about them, and all of them just seem bad to me in some way, like, which I'm sure I'll look forward to, because there are just no... like, watch faces are like email apps. There are no good ones. There's just what can you handle. Gurman also said that the Apple Watch screen will go from 1.78 inches diagonally to 1.9 inches, so quite a bit bigger. And the larger model will have a resolution of 396 by 484, which is up from 368 by 448. He said, quote, similar for smaller model. I don't know why he has the size of the larger model's resolution, but not the smaller one. That was weird to me. I don't know why.
If it's similar, just do the math and figure out what it should be. I found that very strange as well.
I don't understand what that part meant. I'm assuming that apps are going to need to support this new stuff, kind of like when we went from Series 3 to Series 4. Like, the apps will work, but you won't take up the full screen space until you do it. So there you go. That's Apple Watches.
September is National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. We mark that every year here at Relay FM by supporting our friends over at St. Jude. Go get involved at stjude.org/relay. The reason we do this is that childhood cancer is just a terrible, horrific thing. Here in the U.S., if a child is diagnosed with cancer, they have 80% survival rate, and that's because of the work that St. Jude has been doing for almost 60 years now, which is really, really awesome. They've been around a long time, and they believe that their work should be shared. And so it's not only kids at St. Jude, it is kids around the world who benefit from the work happening at St. Jude, which is really cool. As of our recording, we have raised $213,000. For context, the average cost to treat just one child with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, the most common form of childhood cancer, is $203,000. So we have paid for the complete treatment for a patient with ALL, and that feels so good, y'all. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. St. Jude is partnered with the WHO Global Initiative for Childhood Cancer. Their goal is to raise the survival rate of the 6 common childhood cancers to 60% by 2030. So they are hard at work, and that work is only possible because people like us donate. You can do that at stjude.org/relay. If your company matches donations, send me an email, steven@relay.fm, and we can have that added to the campaign. I've gotten a lot of those emails over the last week or so. Thank you so much for going to your company, going to your HR departments, and getting this done. It's a great way to make your money go further.
It doubles the money. It doubles it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Like, thank you so much for your donation, but wouldn't it be great if you could double it?
So look into that. If you work at a company you may think has a program like that, and lots of companies do, not just big tech companies, lots of companies offer this. This year, any donor making a single gift of $100 or more will receive an exclusive Relay FM sticker of thanks pack at the end of the campaign. That includes the cartoon Stephen and Mike heads that we're currently destroying our offices.
I'm super close to covering the top of this desk. I'm really close now. I don't have much left. And then I've decided I'm going to start on the legs. I'm going to do this entire thing, man. I'm going for it. So keep donating. Every $500, we put another sticker on something.
Yeah, it's super cool. Anything else going on with this? We got a little thing called the Podcastathon coming. You want to tell us about that, Mike?
Yeah, Friday, September 17th from 12 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's next Friday. We are going to be streaming live on twitch.tv/relayfm, and that's going to be an 8-hour stream. So me and Stephen will be there. We've got a bunch of games, got a bunch of Relay FM hosts. I think Federico's going to be joining us for something. Mm-hmm. We've got a ton of great stuff planned, games and wonderful interviews with some really special guests. Yeah, we're super excited about it. It's going to be a wonderful time. Simulcast across the globe, me from London and Stephen from Memphis. And so we're really, really excited. It's at twitch.tv/relayfm. and it's on Friday, September 17th from 12 to 8 p.m. Eastern. And Stephen, you've missed something out. You didn't mention we have raised over $1 million now over 3 years.
That was going to be my big end of the thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then what's the big end of the thing, Stephen?
We have raised more than $1 million since 2019.
Wow.
Whoa! And over $200,000 this year so far.
It's just, y'all have really shown up for this. Thank you so much. There's still time, stjude.org/relay.
There's still a lot of time. It's only the 8th of September. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff planned after the podcast-a-thon too, which is something a little bit newer this year. We've got a bunch of other streams and content and everything that we're going to post podcast-a-thon. So lots going on. stjude.org/relay.
So we've got a big show this week. It is the Rickies for Apple's September event that's taking place on Tuesday, September 14th. Before we get to that, let's take a break, and then we'll come back with the Bill of Rickies. This episode is brought to you by Pingdom from SolarWinds. If you have a website, what purpose does it serve? Is it driving people to your products? Is it collecting sales leads for your company? Is it providing customer service and contact forms? When these critical transactions fail, you're losing out on business, and your users are having a bad experience. There's a solution to all of this, and that's transaction monitoring from Pingdom. Starting at just $10 a month, transaction monitoring runs checks 24/7 and will alert you when cart checkout forms or login pages fail before they affect your customers and your business. Pingdom will notify you the moment there's a failure over SMS, email, or your favorite apps like Slack, OpsGenie, or PagerDuty. So if Relay FM goes down, there's a message in Slack to me, a push notification from the Pingdom app, and I get a text message because I want to know if we're down. And Pingdom means I don't have to worry about it. They're going to keep an eye on it, and they're going to let me know. Depending on what's being monitored or the severity of the outage itself, you can customize these alerts to go to certain people in certain ways. It's really flexible. So don't let your users discover a problem with your website. You should be the first to know. It's super easy to get started. Go to pingdom.com/relayfm right now for a 30-day free trial with no credit card required. And when you're ready to buy, use code CONNECTED at checkout to get a huge 30% off your first invoice. Our thanks to Pingdom from SolarWinds for their support of the show and Relay FM. Joe, play that music! The Bill of Rickies. There are two types of Rickies, annual Rickies and keynote Rickies.
You didn't read the last amended part.
Wait, do we need to stand? Am I standing right now?
Yeah, don't we need to stand?
Okay, let's try that again.
Come on, okay, I'm standing.
All right, I'm standing now.
I'm standing.
God, you just can't even get it right.
Joe, hit play again! The Bill of Rickies, last amended on June 9th, 2021. Past results can be seen at rickies.co and rickies.net. There are two types of Rickies, annual Rickies and keynote Rickies. The winner of the annual Rickies is named annual chairman and retains the rights to the corresponding Twitter account for the full year. This position is awarded every January. The keynote Rickies winner is named the keynote chairman and retains the rights to the corresponding Twitter account until the next keynote is held. Annual winners roll over to preserve the order of picks. For example, the 2019 annual winner gets to go first for the 2020 annual picks. I want to clarify that language when we get further down. Order for keynote Rickies is based on the previous Apple event. The loser goes last. To earn any points, everything written down in the prediction document must come true. No half points may be awarded in any round, and picks cannot be reused. 1 point is awarded for any pick deemed correct in the first 2 rounds. 2 points will be awarded for correct picks in the risky pick round. If your risky pick is wrong, you lose a point. The 2 other hosts must agree that your pick is risky. For keynote Rickies, the scoring window starts when the event begins and closes when the picks are scored. The winner of the regular and risky picks must be granted access to the annual or event chairman Twitter account and will retain access until another winner is named. The flexies. Loser of the Flexies must compensate the winner of the Flexies by donating to the charity of the winner's choice. The amount of the donation is $25 per wrong Flexi made by the loser. Each host must make a minimum of 5 Flexi picks. Flexies may be reused as feature Flexies or regular picks. The winner is determined by the ratio of correct to incorrect Flexies. The money, of course, must be donated on air. A tie in either the regular picks or the Flexies is to be broken by coin toss. Jason Snell has a lifetime ban on flipping the coin, but digital voice assistants may be used even by Jason. As a reminder, Mike is the current annual chairman, and he is also the current keynote chairman. Thankfully, one of those Twitter handles is on the line.
All right, we have an amendment. Well, we have 2. Do you want to go over your annual amendment, annual winners amendment?
Okay, so the language annual winners roll over to preserve the order of picks.
Wait, where are we? What are we?
Kind of point 2.
Point 2.
In the
Annual winners roll over to preserve. Okay, so what's the issue here?
I think I want to get rid of the for example line. That's not useful.
Yep, get rid of that.
I also think, so the next line says order for Keynote Rickies is based on the previous Apple event. So I was thinking that order for annual Rickies
rolls over from the previous year.
from the previous year
okay.
Yep.
is based on the winner
From the previous year.
of the previous year. I
Order
think that's
for the Keynote Rickies is based on the previous Apple event. Yeah, that's fine. That makes much more sense.
someone has to read this like 4 times a year. That one's been bugging me, so I'm glad we could fix that.
All right, we have another amendment.
Yes.
So we have made a change to the coin flipping, right?
Yes.
That now the official coin flipping is done in Dice by PCalc in the Relay FM mode.
Mm-hmm.
Because that includes both the Relay FM challenge coin
and
recordings of our audio for Heads and Tails that we all provided.
My thought is the Jason Snell part should stay because it's hilarious.
Of course. And it also must stay because I will never let Jason flip a coin ever again.
As Jason Snell has a lifetime ban on flipping the coin.
Yep.
Dice by PCalc and Relay FM mode is the official way to flip a coin.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to paste that in here. Oh, gosh, stop moving.
And as the Royal Highness Consolidated Champion, I would like to suggest 2 potential amendments that I've been thinking about.
Gosh, okay.
The second amendment...
Easy. Easy.
I wanna suggest my second amendment first.
Take my guns!
Now, I'm not saying that we do either of these this time.
Okay.
But I think it needs to happen for next time. The second amendment that I want to make, I call the rule of champion. That whoever the champion going into the Bill of Rickies is gets to suggest an amendment to be made to the document.
No. I think amendments can come from anywhere.
Okay. Well, actually, not suggest.
No, you are going
that
after
the champion,
democracy here.
The champion gets to just add an amendment.
No.
Okay, it was just merely a suggestion, right?
Hey, just
the first one that I want to make is the better one.
This is not the Commonwealth. What are you doing?
I literally said not this time. Right?
Not any time.
I'm putting it up for
not
vote.
any time.
All right, now the first one is my more serious one. So when we have a little bit of a powwow before, just to make sure that we've got all our picks correct. Everyone agrees on what's risky, right? As the rules state. Federico mentioned that he felt that this time the picks were maybe a little iPhone focused. So what I wanted to suggest is round theming.
I think it's too close to the upgrades draft then.
Yeah, but these things are fluid.
I think if you want to shoot yourself in the foot with a bunch of iPhone picks and there's not any iPhones, I think that the Bill of Rickies should let you do it.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
It's merely a suggestion. I like that we do that on upgrade because it does make it a little bit harder. And it would definitely add a degree of difficulty to rounds 1 and 2. But maybe the whole point is that the difficulty should just remain on the risky and that rounds 1 and 2 are bankable.
There is some intrigue to that idea, though. Like, I like the idea of adding something that, like, See, it's tricky because I think we should keep the freedom to let you choose, like to put all your eggs in one basket if you want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, maybe.
So I'll tell you why I thought
maybe
this,
some
right?
kind of public shaming if you get them all wrong. I don't know.
Interesting. So here's the thing that I'm trying to counteract is it is somewhat easy for the current winner to score round 1 and 2 if they want to. I think that we tend to be pretty fair on this. But, you know, I could very easily just roll in and pick, like, there's a new iPhone, there's 4 of them. That's round 1 and 2, right? I'm not picking those, but...
I mean, to a degree, there's a sense of self-honor there, right? That
yeah, because if you do pick that way, Federico will just try to make you feel bad.
Yes.
Because he'll say you have no passion, you have no passion, you have no passion. Oh,
absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
But if you can look, you know, like say, for example, we're 6 years into this and Steven's never won, you know, he might think...
Never?
No, Steven's won a bunch of times, but I just wanted to pick on him.
Okay.
He may think, I don't care about Federico shaming, you know, I'm just going easy.
Well, then that's like, I think that's a personal decision.
Yeah, that's true. Because then like you will be the champion, but at what cost, you know?
Yeah. You're the champion of shame, is what you are.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So,
they were the 2 things I wanted to suggest. I like that we have had this open and honest dialogue about the rules. I still like the idea of adding in some kind of tantalizing benefit as being champion, but maybe I can think of something else for a future amendment discussion.
If you want to keep up, we mentioned the 2 websites, rickies.co and rickies.net. You can keep up with that. There is a scorecard. There'll be a link in the show notes over at rickies.co. Keep up with what we did and judge us accordingly. We're going to do round 1 after this break. This episode of Connected is brought to you by Indeed. Have you ever looked at your company's hiring practices and thought, there's got to be a better way? You're probably not the only one. Indeed is innovating recruiting by letting you only pay for quality candidates that meet your must-have requirements. When hiring gets hard, you need Indeed, the job site that makes hiring incredibly simple. Just attract, interview, and hire. In fact, with Indeed, you can do all of your hiring in one place, even interviewing. Don't just hope that the perfect candidate happens to wander by. Use Indeed's hiring tools to help you cut through the noise to hire faster and smarter. Indeed Instant Match provides a list of quality candidates whose resumes are on Indeed the moment you post a sponsored job. With Indeed assessments, choose from 135 different skills tests to help make sure that you're finding applications from people with the skills you actually need. According to Talent Nest, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined. So join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent quickly. Get started right now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/connected. That's a $75 credit at Indeed.com/connected, Indeed.com/connected. This offer is valid through September 30th. Terms and conditions apply. Our thanks to Indeed for their support of the show and Relay FM. All right, Mike.
Round 1.
As the ruling keynote chairman, you get to go first.
My first pick is that at least one iPhone will get a high refresh rate display.
Okay. So
that's the pick. I'm sure they will call this promotion. We're out of pick time now.
So
I expect that's the name. But...
Okay, one issue here.
All right.
We need to clarify this. High refresh rate doesn't explain what the difference from the previous one should be. Because what if higher, I think, should be accurate. Like, gets a higher...
I mean, what, you think they're going to do one at 40 hertz or something and then bring out a 60 and say, see, this is high?
Well, Apple could just say, the 60 hertz, we believe is a high refresh rate display.
They wouldn't. Why would they say that? That would be so bananas to say that.
But it's possible. So I think you need to clarify...
I mean, anything's possible, Federico.
Yeah, but the pick has to pick one of those things that's possible.
Yeah.
All right, higher.
So what... So you want a higher refresh rate display, okay?
Yeah.
You see? That's easy.
Well, but like what? The pick otherwise is at least one iPhone has a refresh rate display. Like, it's not what I'm picking, right?
Have you played this game at all? You know how things can go bad.
Maybe I am playing the game. Oh, did you think of that?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Promotion display.
Is promotion the part of the pick, like the promotion name? Okay.
No, but that's just we're just chatting between friends now. But
we're not friends now.
I assume they'll call it that because that's the name that they've. What did you say?
We're not friends right now.
Okay,
this
right
is
now.
A serious
Okay,
competition.
fair enough. That makes
competitors
sense.
to the death.
We're just chatting between competitors right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to go with promotion because it's a brand name that they already have. I think they would have expanded it out like they did Retina faster, but they just haven't been able to do it.
Okay.
Is the iPad the only device for a promotion display? The iPad Pro?
That is called promotion? I think so.
I mean, it better happen this year. I mean, geez. We've been saying this for years at this point. It's got to be the year.
And lots of other companies have OLEDs doing this. And so it seems like it's time.
Yeah, and Mike and we mentioned this before, like if you've never seen like a high refresh rate display in a small form factor, like on a phone, I can tell you that on the latest Samsung devices, for example, it's super nice. Even at a small size, it just makes like an older display feel sluggish. Just like, because I saw some people argue, promotion is the kind of thing that you can appreciate on a larger display. On a phone, it doesn't really make sense. I disagree strongly with that.
I disagree. I forget about it on the iPad. I think it's missable on the iPad. It's much more noticeable on a phone.
Yeah, when you're scrolling, like it's got all the benefits of, like if you can tell the difference between promotion and non-promotion on an iPad, you will also absolutely be able to tell the difference on an iPhone, for sure. So it's going to look super nice.
I can't wait to turn it off.
Yeah, you think you would turn it off, right?
Yeah, I don't like high refresh rate on anything.
Okay, the Discord's really upset right now.
Why? What did we do?
Because this is technically a reused pick.
Oh.
From when?
2020 annual Rickies.
Oh, Mike.
At least one of the 2020 iPhones will have a higher refresh rate display.
Oh, Mike.
Now, let me think. Is there a way for me to word this differently?
Well,
my.
You worded it exactly the same almost, except a year later. Federico was early on this.
Yeah, Jason's made a good suggestion, which I could do.
You gotta, yes, I agree.
All right, so at least one iPhone gets a 120 hertz refresh rate display.
You gotta pin down the hertz, man.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that because I think that's what it will be. Pin down the hertz. Usually when you get pinned down, never mind. At least one iPhone gets a 120 hertz refresh rate display. That's the new pick.
I think that's different enough, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm honestly I'm as comfortable with this one as I was what it was previously. Like, I don't think they're gonna go to 90. Like they could, but I'd be really surprised if they went to 90.
Imagine if they go to 90.
Or like they make up their own. I think technically this is a 118.
144. Why not?
Oh my god, they could go to 144, but I don't think they will.
They could do that. They could do that.
120.
120 hertz refresh rate display.
All right, that's double what it is now because it's 60 now.
It's
right?
60.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm up next, and hopefully, like at this point, I guess we have people listening. We have websites, so go check if this is a legal pick, I suppose. I'm gonna say we see at least one new iOS 15 feature we haven't seen before on these new iPhones.
I mean, I think you've made a pick like this every single year, but it says iOS 15, so that will count.
If we think that.
I feel like you make some version of this pick quite frequently.
You do.
At least I know you've made it in the past. But this is not me contesting you here.
It's just
iOS
complaining
15
of
makes
your
it
lack
stand
of
out.
passion.
Yeah, just no passion.
No passion.
No.
So, okay, I want to drill down into this pick a little bit.
Okay.
What do you mean by we haven't seen before?
Like,
what does this
we
mean?
literally haven't seen this feature in any of the betas or it's not here in the iOS 15 version that we have right now. As of recording this, iOS 15 beta 8, I think is the latest version. It's not here.
Okay.
But this feature will be, so when you get the phone, the version of iOS 15 that's pre-installed on the phone, or if it's an iOS 15 update that is already available, it's got a feature that we haven't seen so far. So basically, I'm trying to work around the potential scenario, which is actually like a different pick. Oh, there's this feature, but it's coming out in October.
All right, the Discord's freaking out again. To say, like, My pick said 2020 iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, this isn't 2020.
2021.
Mm-hmm. And so, like,
okay, so there's a bigger problem here.
How do you define a reused pick is the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we need to change everything.
I think here, just changing the year or just changing the like from iOS 14 to iOS 15, that's not enough anymore.
Yeah, which means Federico's pick here is probably also invalid.
No. Oh, this
because
is so much fun.
I went specific, right, with 120 hertz.
Yeah.
Right. So like what I've actually done is make this pick harder for myself, and I was actually anyway, Federico, going to encourage you to make this pick harder for yourself, because there's always stuff like like you could say like, well, they added the refresh rate display and there was a setting to change the refresh rate, and that technically isn't in iOS, so like
I'm gonna say that. In fact, that's gonna be my pick.
Wait, what?
That's gonna be. I can replace this pick with that. I can be more specific and say my pick is there will be a setting to disable the higher refresh rate display.
I mean, that's a boring pick. I was gonna say
you won a bunch of games with
those
boring picks.
Those picks are hand in hand walking down the street.
Hey. What I mean is like taking someone's pick and then just like putting an addendum and making it your pick is like
no
passion.
You're talking.
What I was gonna say to you was take your current pick, but say something it's not gonna be. Not in the camera, for example.
I'm just taking Steven's pick.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. I hadn't read that far yet. Yeah, I mean, look, you do what you want. If you're happy with that as a win, that's on you.
It's trying to make me feel bad for picking.
Some people would call this tables turning. Some would call this.
No, I am going to say.
How are the turntables?
What's happening now? Why do you need your iPad?
I wanted to check where the setting for turning off the high refresh
accessibility.
Okay, so my second pick is.
Wait, your second pick?
My first pick, I'm sorry. First pick.
He's like, I'm moving on.
His second attempt at his first pick.
You know the problem we created for ourselves here, right, is we gave too much power to the listeners, because now they have every pick we've ever made. This is going to get increasingly more complicated over the years now as we try and work out what these picks are. I will say I was trying to pay attention to some like the annual picks when I was doing this, but I only looked at this year's.
I did the same thing. And because it's easy to reuse an annual pick, right? Because you thought it was good to go.
We trusted the people too much.
Yeah, we gave them too much power.
Always an issue. Anyway. There will be a setting to disable the higher refresh rate on at least one of the new iPhones.
Man, if they don't put that high refresh rate display now, Steven could win this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, there will be a setting.
God, I love doing this episode. I don't know why this so specifically speaks to something that the three of us enjoy, but there's just something in it for some reason that we all really seem to enjoy, and I'm not actually sure what it is. But like, why am I so excited about the fact that Federico's writing something live in the document right now? I don't know, but I am.
There will be a setting to disable the higher refresh rate of at least one of the new iPhones.
All right, my round one pick. The iPhone Pro gets a new camera feature the regular iPhone does not get.
Yeah, there's a bunch of semantic problems here, Steven. What's the iPhone Pro?
Yeah, I'm
what's
saying
the regular?
The Pro the Pro iPhone.
We should have just let him keep that one and just ruin him later on.
Man, can you imagine if they did that, but then they dropped the numbers and like I get it on the technicality? That'd be awesome. The Pro iPhone gets a new camera feature the regular iPhone does not get.
This must have been used before, actually. Someone's definitely picked this one before. Discord mobilized. Sure. There's no way, actually, that someone hasn't picked this one.
Can I share a bit of a conspiracy theory while this Discord is checking on this thing? So, yesterday, I saw John Gruber on Twitter have like a little poll asking for like, what do you think the new iPhone is going to be called? 13, 12S, or they're dropping the number. And I thought, well, it's an interesting option to have dropping the number as one of the entries in the poll. I was like, why? I thought, why would you add that now if you didn't think that they were doing it, right? And so I went back and I checked. I believe it was the Power On newsletter by Mark Gurman from a few issues back, where just at the end of a paragraph, Mark also theorized, or maybe they could drop the number from the next iPhone. So, and he said something like, I mean, iPhone 15 and iOS 19, they sound kind of ridiculous, don't they? And I thought, the conspiracy theory here is, so Gurman mentioned this a few weeks ago. Now Gruber does a poll on Twitter, and that's an option. I wonder if maybe they heard something. That would be my conspiracy theory.
Well, I think it's just because, every year people say it, right? I feel like every year people talk about, and I've been one of these people. Maybe. You can't just keep bumping those numbers up forever. The 13 one specifically, people think they might remove because 13's unlucky, right?
So that's...
By the way, I think Steven's good. Unbelievably, I don't think we've ever picked that specific pick about the... Yep. We've made specific picks about cameras, but not about the iPhone gets a new camera feature the regular iPhone does not get.
Yep. So this pick is safe?
It is.
To use?
Yeah.
Just boring, but
it's
safe.
Boring,
okay.
Yeah. But what do you think? What are you thinking? Software, hardware, what are you thinking?
A new camera feature. I'm
not asking you to change the wording of your pick. I'm just asking you, Stephen Hackett, to tell me what you're thinking.
Honestly, these features are normally hardware and software together in some way, right? I find it very hard to draw the line between them. So we'll see.
Most of the rumors are suggesting that the larger iPhone is going to get a better ultra wide. Yeah, there's that. Is that a feature? Just a better camera?
That's for future us to decide, I guess.
I guess so.
But there was this rumor a while back about portrait video, and there's been some stuff recently with better night mode features, like maybe face detection in night mode and some stuff. So
okay.
We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Wikipedia, by the way, is very good for the searching of everything. So.
Yes.
That's what Rickies.net, the Wikipedia.
Yes. Rickies.co does not seem to have a search.
But Rickies.co has literally everything else, so it's fine, including converting.
Man, just imagine their power if they combined these things.
Oh my God, I don't even want to think about it. At that point, I think they take over the show. So are we done with round one?
I think so.
That was more eventful than a typical round one.
Yeah. I'm tired already.
Oh, well, now my round two is just I now got to look. My round two pick is no Max. Yeah, this has already been picked before. Jeez, this was a disaster.
Where are you checking these picks? Where are you checking them?
Rickies.net. There's a good search function on that, so that's helping a lot for finding.
We used new Max several times.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So you got to be more specific.
All right. Okay. The MacBook Pro will not appear at this event. The Apple Silicon, there we go. The Apple Silicon MacBook Pro will not be announced at this event. I hadn't realized that. We're just going to have to start getting real specific with all of the picks now, I guess, is the only way around this new wrinkle that we've created for ourselves. Huh. Okay. I'm
checking. So what's your pick now?
The Apple Silicon MacBook Pro will not be announced at this event. The new Apple Silicon MacBook Pro will not be announced at this event.
Okay. I'm checking mine on Rickies.net.
So are we good with this?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think mine is safe to use. Apparently, it's never been used before.
I mean, we'll find out, right?
We'll find out.
They'll tell us.
My second pick is, or in theory should be, the new iPhones keep the same screen sizes as last year. Let's run it through the check-in engine and see if we are.
I mean, it seems fine, right? I mean, this is the thing. The expectation is this is probably the last mini year, right? So I reckon you're probably good for that one. For that one actually coming true. What we didn't actually, we were all searching too furiously. Do you both agree with my pick? Just as it sounds.
Oh,
do you think,
I don't know.
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
I personally don't think we're going to get anything, like my personal theory, we're not going to get anything Mac related at this event.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems unnecessary, right? Like, you could just do another one in October. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Or even if you want to do it, like, I don't know, in 2 weeks, like at the end of September, like, I don't know. But, I mean, they did 3 events last year, all through November. So,
by the way, I'm really worried they're going to do that again.
I think they will.
I'm pretty worried they're going to do 3 events again, and I don't know if I can take it. But
I mean, why not, right? What if this is the current situation and it's the same as last year? There's no need to plan for in-person event, and so spread it out.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. In person, anything.
Who knows if it's going to happen next year? So, yeah, I think we'll have to do that again.
All right, so that's mine and Federico's second round pick. Stephen, what's yours?
Now this is interesting. Okay,
this is where the passion gets dialed up.
Yeah, this is a passionate pick.
The Apple Watch SE gets a price cut.
This is a bold pick, my friend.
So I feel like it's a follow-on from our conversation last year. The Apple Watch SE came out, and it didn't take the cheap spot in the lineup. It was just sort of a slightly reduced series, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there.
It's a series 3.5 is like feature-wise what it feels like.
My thought process here, this is beyond the scope of the pick, obviously, but is that the Series 3 will go away and the SE falls to that bottom price point. And then, the Series, I guess, 5. What are we on now? 6?
It will be 7.
Okay, so we have the Series 7. Maybe the 6 stays around a little bit cheaper, and the SE falls to that bottom slot, sort of the entry-level Apple Watch.
Okay, so you'll be looking at them taking the current SE from $279 to $199.
Yeah.
That's a big price drop.
But they've had a whole nother year building the thing.
I mean, I think I said at the time, it was unbelievable they charged $279 for this thing. It's way too expensive. So they do need to bring it down, and I hope you're right.
Yeah. So we'll see.
You think they'll keep the 6 around?
I think so. I think there needs to be a middle one. And I mean, really, like the driving need is getting rid of the 3, right? The 3 is pathetic in terms of like living with today when you're trying to run updates on it. And it's holding developers sort of hostage to smaller screen sizes the longer it is around.
My feeling, honestly, would be that they get rid of the 6. Like the 6 will go. If they're going to bring the SE down to that, there doesn't need to be 3 price points.
No, there doesn't.
I think for the watch, there should just be 2 price points. There's the current one and there's the cheaper one.
The SE.
Because they have done that in the past, right? They've gotten rid of it. Like you couldn't still get the Series 5 when the Series 6 came out. Apple stopped
I think the 5
it.
disappeared. So we'll see where that goes. It just feels like it's time to realign things, and I think the Watch SE getting a price cut is a big part of that.
I would love that to happen. I think it has. I mean, honestly, as well, I think they should update the SE with some more features, but they probably won't do that if they're going to price cut it.
Probably not.
The fact that it doesn't have an always-on display is just bananas to me. Like so many things it doesn't have that watch for the price that they charge it for. If they don't put it to $199, I agree. I think it should happen. I think I would just be surprised still though, just because of that. They got to go down like $80 or whatever. That's a lot of money.
All right, so that's round 1 and 2. I feel like we've done a pretty good job now that we rewrote a quarter of the picks.
Flexies can be reused, right? Like I can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good, because I have not got the energy to check 15 picks for previous use.
We'll get to the flexies. But first we have the risky picks, but first we have a break. This episode of Connected is brought to you by Mack Weldon. You're busy, so why not stop thinking about what to wear and just embrace the radically efficient Mack Weldon daily wear system. The daily wear system is a selection of clothes rooted in smart design that are made from performance fabrics built to work together. From breathable t-shirts and polos to stylish button-ups and shorts, underwear and beyond, Mack Weldon makes it easy for you to dress for work, leisure, or play, or wherever your summer takes you. I'm excited about cold weather coming around at some point because I can bust out my Mack Weldon sweatpants. They are awesome. What I love about Mack Weldon is that everything is just super well made. We've all bought, shorts. You get a couple summers out of them, and then they start, falling apart. Mack Weldon stuff is really nicely made. It really holds up. Everything I've had from them has been fantastic. For the ultimate lazy Sunday, their Ace sweat shorts have modern tailoring and pair perfectly with their ultra soft, ultra upgraded Pima tees. And for weekend travels, their silver knit polo and radius shorts are the perfect high-tech, highly packable combo. Buy some time this summer with the Mack Weldon Daily Wear system. For 20% off your first order, visit mackweldon.com/connected and enter the promo code CONNECTED. That's mackweldon.com/connected, and for 20% off, use the code CONNECTED at checkout. Mack Weldon, radically efficient wardrobing. Our thanks to Mack Weldon for their support of the show and Relay FM.
All right, it's time for our risky pick round.
Yes.
I mentioned this earlier, but like one of the things that we do is we confirm with each other that our picks are risky, because we had lots of problems in the past of fighting about what's risky enough. And I think over time, the three of us have gotten pretty good at understanding, like there's some like non-codified rules, like if something is too heavily rumored, it won't be classed as risky. And this is just the thing that we work out. So it's tricky. It can be pretty tricky, especially when like people make up rumors now, right? Like they just say things.
I think they're called leakers.
Leakers, yeah.
That's how they like to go by.
Harder and harder as the years go on to come up with things. So something that I'm trying for myself this year is to layer things on top of each other to make it less likely that it's going to occur. That's my own personal strategy. You two may have done this before, but like this is like my personal strategy for this year. I have a flexi, which is the real kind of like antithesis of this idea, which I ended up not picking because I had an idea that I thought was better. But so later on you will hear what was my first actual risky pick, which was super risky, I think. But I was just trying something new out, and I ended up landing on this one instead. Oh boy, there's a lot riding on this feature for me, but here we go. An iPhone gets an always-on display with a UI element that is reminiscent of Apple Watch complications.
I like your layering, because always-on display, I feel like, has been rumored too much to be risky.
Oh, of course.
But bringing in a UI element that's reminiscent, which like we can just argue about what that word means next week.
I've picked that very specifically because what it's not going to be is a complication, is my expectation. Well, I would love to see them say like, hey, you know those Apple Watch apps that you make? Now the complications of those watch apps can just go on your phone. That's what I want them to do, but I don't know if they'll do it. I could imagine, at least for the first instance, it's just Apple stuff. So like they will put things on the display that look like complications or act like complications. But we will next week decide if reminiscent is a word that we need to debate. But that's my pick. I'm not changing it from reminiscent. That's my intention, is not to change it.
A UI element that is.
I couldn't think of how to phrase it. Like maybe like an iPhone gets an always-on display. It's like with some stuff that looks like Apple Watch complications. Like I couldn't think of a word, right?
Keep a UI element is better than some stuff.
Exactly. Like I couldn't work it out, like how to say it. So,
okay. Well, good luck. It is risky for sure. Okay.
Do you think? I want to know though, just from the two of you, do you think that this is a possibility?
I think so. I think it's especially clever to imagine a scenario in which developers could reuse existing work on WatchOS complications.
It's all Swift UI, right?
It's all Swift UI, and the way that it works, like I could imagine how an always-on display, they could make it work similarly to the watch by, having a variable refresh rate, bringing down the refresh rate when the display is always on, and using Swift UI and the timeline approach to draw images on the lock screen, which would be the complications that you're thinking of, and that would be sort of like data that is refreshed, say, once a minute, for example, or every 2 minutes, right? And developers may be able to tell, actually, this is important data. I want to make sure that I can push updates to the lock screen as quickly as possible. So that's all stuff that can be done on WatchOS, and I think it would be super clever for Apple to say, now it just works on the iPhone too. That is totally like Apple Playbook, So I like it.
And also, like, similarly, I didn't want to say it's going to be Apple Watch complications because it might not be. Like, they might do a different design type thing.
Right.
But we can clearly see, right, like, this is very similar in its design, because it's not going to be, like, on the corners only. Right? That would just be really weird. Like, I imagine it would be in the middle, but I could imagine maybe some of them are circular, always, that kind of stuff. So...
I want this. I want my phone to be sort of more useful when it's just laying there on the charger. And this has been a thing in Android world for a long time. And I think the iPhone should totally do it.
The screen is just black right now. Like, I could at least have a clock there,
Yeah, at least that.
Well, and if it was in that leather, pouch thing, you would have a clock.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The leather. Was it just a pouch? It wasn't even like a flip case, right?
I think it's a pouch.
Apple,
iPhone, leather,
pouch.
iPhone.
Search for iPhone pouch.
iPhone pouch.
Here you go. iPhone 11 Pro leather case.
Oh, case.
No, that's not it.
No, that's just the regular case.
iPhone 12 Pro leather sleeve.
Leather sleeve.
Okay.
Leather sleeve with MagSafe. Saddle brown.
It's $130. I forgot.
Does anybody own this? Did anybody ever buy this?
We asked this question on the show before. I am certain that we did. I want to say that we got an answer from someone who worked in construction.
Yes. They didn't want their phone destroyed.
Oh my God, yeah, we've been down this road before, yeah. Okay, rescind follow-up, we don't require it, thank you.
Yeah, that's a previously used follow-up item, I can't use it again.
Nope. That's against the rules. So my risky pick. An iPhone, so at least one of the new iPhones, better way to say that.
An iPhone is fine.
An iPhone is fine, okay. An iPhone gets an updated Face ID sensor that supports partially occluded faces, okay? So... I'm arguing in favor of an updated Face ID that works even if your face is partially covered.
Here's a question right off the bat.
Yeah.
You said a Face ID sensor, which indicates to me that you mean it's a hardware change. What if it's just...
Well, here's the...
something they announce for all iPhones in iOS 15, then you don't get this.
No, well, it seems unlikely, though, right?
It does. Does, but the unlikely is what we talk about here at the Rickies sometimes.
And, so that's what makes it risky, I think, is saying...
I think the way that we can judge this is if they could say, we have this new sensor that does this, or they could just say, hey, we do this and it's on this phone or it's on these models, then we could just be like, okay, this counts. So I think this is risky because I don't think there's any way this is going to happen.
Okay, well,
let me tell you why.
The Discord is very unhappy.
Right, so I will tell you why I felt like this was not risky, but this was risky. Because to do this, what they are saying is, we are making Face ID less secure.
Yeah.
And I cannot fathom that they would do that, which is why they added the watch unlock. Like, what Federico has here, that's watch unlock. That's them saying that they will take the security of watch unlock and just put it in from a two-factor device system to one-factor device system. Yeah. Like, if they are only looking at half the face, that's saying it's like half secure. And I don't think it's going to happen. I applaud your thinking, but I don't know how they could possibly do this.
Here's how I'm thinking about it. The Apple Watch Unlock is a compromise, obviously. I see it as a workaround to get to the point where, think about it this way. If I see you, I'm your friend, and I see you with a mask on, I, as a human who knows you, I can recognize you. I can tell you are Mike with a mask on, right?
Yeah.
Just because I see you with a mask on does not mean I do not recognize you, right? So to me, the problem feels like we need to make the Face ID sensor more capable in terms of capturing more data points even from half the face. So a way that I could see Apple explain this is, now even if you have a mask on, we can get more detail out of the part of the face that is uncovered, right? That's how I could imagine Apple say, this is just as secure because we doubled the data that the Face ID sensor can capture from everything else on your face, basically.
I'm going to massively oversimplify this. Like, you have a 6-character password, and it's like you only need to enter 4 characters. We can just guess the last 2. You know, like, I understand what you're saying. I think it would be really cool if they could somehow do that. I'm just not convinced that they would be able to. It doesn't make sense to me that, like, if your face, you know, your entire face has like a map that they can draw of it, and that gives you a score, right?
Yeah.
That by just scanning one half of it twice would get you the same security score. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I also feel like there's a bunch of ways in which they could do like more detail out of retina scanning, for example. You know, that's something that they could do.
I think people have misunderstood what I was saying with the passcode thing. What I was saying with the passcode thing is, imagine you have a 6-character passcode and Apple's like, oh, you only need to enter half of that passcode now because we'll just understand the rest of it for you. That's kind of what it feels like to me. It's like you have a password, which is your entire face, but we now only need to scan half of that face to understand if it's you. Mm-hmm. It's like half of what currently exists. So that's why I felt like it was risky, because to me it felt like it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. It's a uniquely, I think, challenging problem for any computer to solve, really, that we as people have a bunch of different ways to identify someone else even with the mask on. But how do you explain that to a sensor in a phone, right? Because if the sensor is all about capturing data, and if half of the data is missing, then the phone is just going to say, no, I'm not going to unlock. So I wonder, obviously, like, ideally, right? Let's talk about the ideal feature here. Ideally, the phone, just like, say, my mom or, you know, a friend of mine, should be able to recognize me even if I'm wearing a mask. How do you make that possible? Do you scan more of the body? Like, do you want to scan my neck or my shoulders? Like, okay, maybe that's an idea.
Scan.
Can you scan through? Can your technology scan through the mask? I don't even know if that's physically possible. Do you want to scan additional data from my eyes? Like, again, retina scanning, for example. Maybe. I feel like there should be a way for Face ID to figure this out. And if there's a company who can figure this out, I think it's Apple. Mm-hmm. So that's what I think makes it... It's risky because of exactly what Mike said. Like, how can you argue that Face ID is secure because it scans the full face, but then it also works if you have a mask on? And that's exactly what makes it risky, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess...
Also, it's not exactly half. Like, Vidit is right in the Discord. It's not exactly half if you have a mask on. No, I know.
But you got to generalize, right? Like, I don't know the exact mathematical equation of the mapping of your face.
Yeah, face math is tricky.
Face math is really complicated. I guess one thing that works in your favor is they did decrease the security with the Apple Watch unlock. Like, that is a decrease in security of Face ID.
And it's something you accept and you have to enable if you want it.
Yeah, and so could be a thing. I don't see this happening, but I do understand how you've gotten there.
So good. So many feisty things happening. Mine is about MagSafe. MagSafe is updated with faster charging for new iPhones.
Okay.
Similarly to Federico, I don't understand. I don't think this would happen either. I feel like... You tell me what you're thinking here, Stephen.
I'm thinking that Apple wants to push MagSafe further along, and one way to do that is to enable faster wireless charging speeds, something we see elsewhere in the industry. And I think maybe what I would like to see is in these new phones, the internals of the phone, or maybe you need a new puck. Hopefully you don't need a new puck, but
I'm pretty sure you would need a new puck.
Probably.
The charging speeds are dictated by both parts, is my expectation.
Yeah, but maybe, the chargers were always capable of more. We just didn't know because we didn't know and believe in their potential. Faster MagSafe on the new phones. I would love it. I using MagSafe everywhere, but it could be a lot faster.
So we have some follow-up from the Discord. There is an FCC filing for a new type of MagSafe connector that was published on 9to5Mac.
Oh.
Is this a lucky coincidence, Stephen?
I didn't see this story.
Oh, how convenient. No story was seen.
I feel like an FCC filing hurts my pick.
Hey, Stephen. Pick a wattage.
Ooh.
I'm making sure that there's nothing about wattage in this article quick.
Pick your wattage.
What's MagSafe now? 15?
15?
15?
The standard MagSafe charger charges up to 15 watts. If you use a 20-watt USB-C adapter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, go for 20,
Yeah,
right?
I think 20.
Really? I would have thought 30.
No, you can just go from 15 to 30. Come on. I think if the 20-watt charger is a requirement.
Well, right now, I mean, Apple says you need the 20-watt is what's recommended. So MagSafe is updated to support 20-watt charging.
But a new puck is required? Would you add that? Do you think that?
I don't think I know enough about MagSafe.
Choose. Existing? Puck will support this or not?
Is that even possible?
Apple really likes selling accessories.
So your pick is now MagSafe is updated to support 20-watt charging, but a new puck is required. I like that.
That feels pretty risky.
It is very risky, I think.
Well, I will ask you another question.
Are you sure about this?
I just want to see. If you're willing to change. Like, would you specify the minimum wattage of the wall adapter? Okay. No. No, I will not. I know that there's this FCC thing, but whatever. Like, I would be surprised if
to support at least 20-watt charging. 20-watt charging or higher.
Yeah. That's fine. I would be surprised if they did this soon too. Like, MagSafe just came out.
Yeah, but I don't think it offers enough benefit over regular wireless charging for people. And so why not make MagSafe more alluring? And one way to do that is to make it faster.
I think to go say hey, here's this thing, we would like you to buy them, and then the next year saying you need to buy another one now to get the I think that's that's bad even for Apple to be year over year.
They could say the existing MagSafe is compatible.
Of course.
But if you want to charge it faster, you got to get the new one.
Plus, most people don't buy phones year over year.
Right.
Just the hardcore people.
I think a lot of people that will buy an iPhone and then buy a bunch of MagSafe chargers are the exact same people who buy an iPhone every year.
Maybe, but maybe Apple's willing to sacrifice
goodwill
a little bit for those people.
Can we go over those again? Because they changed a lot.
Yes,
so
let's all read ours in order.
An iPhone gets an always-on display with a UI element that is reminiscent of Apple Watch complications.
An iPhone gets an updated Face ID sensor that supports partially occluded faces.
MagSafe is updated to support 20-watt charging or higher, but a new puck is required.
Well, and it rhymes too. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a
Renaissance man
of the people.
I'll be honest. I don't think any of us are getting these. Honestly, I don't think any of us are going to get these. Maybe me, but not you two.
No, I think I'm going to win. I think I'm going to win this thing.
You think you're going to win with that pick?
Big time. Yes.
I think Federico is a lock for round 1 and 2. I think that Mike is a lock for round 1 and 2. I feel like I'm a lock for round 1 and maybe round 2.
I feel like your round 2 pick is the least likely pick of all of the round 1 and 2
Steven's
picks.
round 2 is a semi-risky
Yeah,
pick,
it's near risky.
Yeah.
It's risky adjacent.
Risky adjacent.
I think Jason usually says this, and I subscribe to it, which is something along the lines of if you're betting on Apple to reduce prices, you're always making a bad bet. What is this thing? The pricing is always half and then double or something of what you say, right?
Yeah, but
it's the Snell equation.
But this product is also. But he talks about that with new products. That's what his thing is. If they're going to announce a new
$80 price drop year over year is a lot.
Yeah, but they want to sell Apple Watches and they can't keep selling the Series 3. We just talked about this. We don't have to relive it. This episode of Connected is brought to you by Amazon Music. You're listening to a podcast, so I bet you like other podcasts. And there are tons of binge-worthy options on Amazon Music, including this one. Amazon Music has more than 10 million free podcast episodes to listen to. But Amazon Music, of course, isn't just for listening to podcasts. It's right in the name. They have thousands of music stations and top playlists to stream for free. And no matter what you're listening to, you can go hands-free with Alexa. So if you're like me and want your music on demand and ad-free, try Amazon Music Unlimited. This gives you unlimited access to over 75 million songs, as well as podcasts, music videos, and more. With Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song anywhere offline with unlimited skips. I listen to podcasts all the time when I'm driving, when I'm working out, doing yard work. It is what's just in the background for me. It's fantastic. If you've never tried Amazon Music Unlimited, now's a great time. For a limited time, new customers can try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 30 days. No credit card required. Just go to amazon.com/connectedfm. That's amazon.com/connectedfm to try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 30 days. Go to amazon.com/connectedfm to sign up. It renews automatically. Cancel anytime. Terms apply. Our thanks to Amazon Music for their support of the show and Relay FM.
I would like to give some real-time follow-up on the Snell equation, the pricing thing.
Okay.
Take what you wish the price was, then round it up and add $50. So if Steven wants the Apple Watch to go down to, what was the price that I said? Was it $199? So $250. So it's going to go down by $29, the SE, to $250 based on the Snell equation.
You can calculate a bunch of things with the Snell equation.
I mean, we can maybe let him clarify, but I'm almost positive he's only talked about this in terms of new products. I don't think it's about price cuts.
But Jason put it in the Discord, so...
Yeah, but I mean, how do we even know it's him?
That's true. He does say draft monster, and he is a draft monster.
It's true. Get used to disappointment. Yep, that's Jason. Jason says it is true that it's only for new products, but he thinks disappointment should be a constant.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Can we get the Snell equation in pCalc?
Maybe. You put it out there. Typically, that's all it takes.
I said it.
Put it out into the world.
It'll come back to you.
All right, Flexi time.
Flexi time!
So this was my original risky pick. A new iPad mini is introduced with a refreshed design, new colors, previously not a part of the product, USB-C, smart connector, and 5G support.
Ooh, the whole package.
Give it to me.
I figured I would this is what I want. And so like sometimes you just got to put out what you want in the world. You know, I think that's the secret. I think that's what that is. So a new iPad mini is introduced with a refreshed design, new colors that are previously not a part of the product, USB-C, smart connector, and 5G support.
The smart connector is the only one I sort of wonder about. And I've thought about it on and off. It's like the smart connector is only used for keyboards.
Yeah, but I think they want to put keyboards on all their iPads.
A teeny tiny keyboard?
Bridge make one and it's great. Like I don't think they're going to make like a magic keyboard for iPad mini. Although, how good would that be?
A tiny trackpad?
Can you imagine? But it would be this tiny computer. I would love it.
What's a computer?
I don't think they would do exactly. I don't think they would. But they could do a smart keyboard for it. I don't know. I would love it. I would love it, but I don't know. But again, this is the part of it, right? This is why I'm not convinced about any of this, really. I don't know if it's going to happen now. I could imagine them actually not having the iPad mini at this event. USB-C, I would think they would do, but I don't know. New colors. What I was thinking here, by the way, is would the iPad mini start to pick up colors from the iMac?
Yeah,
you know?
Or the iPad Air. That's all kind of the same motif.
Yep. So yeah, that's the product that I really want in the world, but I don't know. Similarly, I'm doing the same thing for my second Flexi. There is a ceramic Apple Watch. Ooh. Most of my Flexis is just me talking about things that I want Apple to do and then hoping that I will be double pleased.
Are you sure all of them are things you do not want?
Not all. Don't worry. I'm not here to upset you. The new iPhone color will be a new version of a color they've already used. So blue or green or gold.
Okay. So instead of being called midnight blue, it's called, I don't know, something else, night sky blue.
It's like I don't think it's going to be red, or I don't think it's going to be like copper, or like, which is one that's been rumored. Like I think it's going to be like, because apparently as well, one of the things was like matte black. I mean, and that's a new version of a color they've already used.
Okay, you
know, but like I don't. I think they would do like it's either going to be blue, black, gray, silver, gold. You know, rose gold. One of the existing colors that's already existed before. Because I was thinking about this, like I don't think there are many more colors left for like keeping that pro aesthetic. Right? Of this like dark professional, you know, like what color would you do?
Which is also like a thing I don't understand. Who said that professionals have to be dark and, you know, this dark blue?
Oh no, I mean they should do like the big bright colors too. I mean that's what I want, but it's
like,
you know,
I wanna have a pro phone that's, you know, purple or pink or whatever. Like give me colors. And can still be a pro. Like it's. I honestly think it's somewhat condescending to say, oh, it can only be a pro if you use this black and dark blue color.
Yeah, it's like when they introduced the space gray Mac Mini. Like it's gray. We know pros are gonna love that. It's like be quiet. No, like no one cares.
Calm down.
Yeah. I mean, we only cared that things were dark colors when it was finally just not silver.
Yeah,
right?
but like, the Mac Pro is silver and shiny. You know, and there's no rhyme or reason to this. I just don't know what to think.
Jason said nighttime lemon, which is just very funny to me. It's black. Color. It's just a lemon when you turn the lights off. It's black.
It's interesting because one of my Flexies sort of conflicts with yours, but now I'm very concerned that I don't know what color it would be, unless it's that bronzy, coppery color that's been rumored.
Yeah, but I don't know about that one.
Yeah. What else do you have?
So I had ceramic Apple Watch. I said that one already. Yeah, new Apple Watch is not a part of the presentation. So I'm like flexing against myself.
So you what you've done is you've guaranteed you can't get all of your Flexies.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, money's on the line.
Release date for iOS 15 is announced, and it's later than 24 hours away. I don't think they're going to do that again. I think that was something that they did purely because the iPhone event was in October. Like, yeah. I don't think that this is like a new thing. I think like it had been left for too long and they had to get it out, so they put it out. I think it's going to be like, oh, it's going to come out in 10 days or whatever, you know, like it used to, right? It's like the beginning of the week that the iPhones come out. Like They just needed to have it out and on phones before the new phone started shipping, and it was just like it was a whole big mess that year. I don't think that it is an indication of anything. That is my own, like, if I was in Federico's shoes, I would not feel like this, right? I would be like, well, I must prepare just in case. Or if I'm in a developer's shoes, like I must prepare just in case. But for me personally, I don't think it's happening for 10 days or whatever.
No, I'm not thinking about it that way this year. Like, I am not going to be, like, I can tell you that I'm not going to be 1 month late for sure. Like, I'm not going to be ready on the 15th. If they say it's coming out tomorrow, I will not be ready. What is it, next Wednesday? I will not be ready in a week. But I am also not going to be 1 month late either. So I'm in pretty good shape. I think I'm in very good shape for the following week, which would be the regular schedule, sort of pre-2020, how Apple used to do things with iOS. If they go back to that sort of schedule, usually iOS comes out on the Wednesday and new iPhones come out on the Friday. I should be good with that.
So, you are both hoping for that and preparing for that, right? Like the more how it used to be.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm not stressing for, I have to be ready for next Wednesday. No, because last year showed me that even a month later, it still went amazingly well.
Wow, was it a month?
It was a month later.
Man,
yes.
I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a challenging year.
Yeah.
Steven, you're up next.
I am.
Flexies? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Steven came second
in the Flexies.
Right.
Yeah, the Flexies.
Because I picked like 10 Flexies.
Yeah. You got overexcited.
Yeah. Bad idea.
The iPhone Pro comes in 5 colors/finishes, not the traditional 4.
So you've taken mine, and you've just gone in the complete opposite direction.
Well, they could just have graphite, silver, gold, and then just bring back the blue and green. Instead of 4 options, there'll be 5. I don't know what they'll be.
So you think they're going to do 5 colors of 4 phones?
5 colors of 4 phones. Yeah, why not? They do like 6 colors of 2 phones in the regular line.
Not at the beginning.
They added purple. They added 1 color.
Yeah, but they do it later.
But just 1. I think it'll be fine.
All right. That's a lot of colors, man.
Yeah, just going wild with it. The Apple Watch moves to 5G networking.
Huh.
It's bigger, maybe, as we have discussed.
5G in the Apple Watch.
I don't know about that. I feel like it's going to kill the battery, like murder the battery.
Out of all of mine, this is the one that I was most conflicted about. So
yeah,
maybe it should have been a risky.
Yeah, this is good as a flexi. This would be a you might as well give up kind of regular pick. I think. Like I could imagine them. I could see how you get there because it's like this big thing that they talk about all the time, right? So like they would love to just say 5G more often.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it feels like it might be too soon, but I don't know. Like it took them it got like 3 revisions of the Apple Watch before they put any cell connectivity in.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
A new AirPods product is announced.
Mm-hmm.
Pro, regular, something.
Max.
Max. AirPods Max 2.
It's probably going to be the regular AirPods, right? Like all the rumors suggest redesigned to look like the Pro.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was on a call with Steven yesterday, and he was wearing the original ones, and it looked so weird to me.
Yeah, I don't have the AirPods Pro
with the long, like the really long.
Sylvia still uses the AirPods too.
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of weird. I know they look strange, but honestly, like also I'm kind of intrigued by the AirPods 3, because I don't know, I really don't like I've been trying to make the in-ear tips work for me. Now I'm actually waiting for this new sort of hybrid silicone and foam tips that I think Chris Lawley recommended to me in our Discord. It was much easier when I was using the regular AirPods without having to care about the tip material, or size. And I kind of miss those days, but also I really like noise cancellation.
Yeah, one of mine always falls out. The left one always falls out. It doesn't matter what I do, like it will always fall out. And I've just decided to just live with it because I really like the AirPods Pro.
Me too. That's my problem. So yeah. Anyway, Steven, go on.
All right. Up next, I have Apple TV Plus content is featured in the keynote.
Feels very likely.
California streaming, baby.
That would have been a good pick for you, I think, because they've got like 2 big shows coming up, one new, and so they have the morning show. It's just around the corner, and then they have what is that? The Isaac Asimov show. Foundation is starting.
Look, there's always Ted Lasso. Okay, there's always
Ted Lasso too.
So, man, what if Ted Lasso comes out on stage?
They're gonna do it at some point.
Oh, yes.
I think their first in-person event again, so they could walk out to introduce it.
They're gonna bring out Ted Lasso. Yeah,
come out and do some football tricks or something.
And lastly, no specific pre-order date is set for the Apple Watch.
Well, they'll just say like later this
Next
month or something. Or...
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, smart. That's a good way of doing it.
They've done that.
They did it with the iPad Air, and then it came out like a month later. And there's rumors of supply issues with the Apple Watch, and so they say, hey, just for example, you can order pre-order the phone on the day of the podcastathon, Friday, September 17th, and the Apple Watch will be up for pre-order a few weeks after that. Something like that.
I was thinking, I really hope that they do the pre-orders early in the day for me, because pre-ordering an iPhone during the podcastathon is going to be an awkward time.
It's going to be awesome. So I feel pretty good about most of mine, except for the 5G networking on the Apple Watch. I'm just throwing that in, because you just never know. You
never know. So flex.
Kate, are they going to say the day of the podcastathon on stage? Clearly.
Hope so.
All right, Tichy, take us home.
I came up with just 5 flexis. I'm not doing the 10 flexi thing anymore.
I was actually more surprised to open the document and see just 5.
They're still passionate picks. I want to just reassure our listeners.
We'll see.
They have my passion in them. So, it's guaranteed passion. That's what I'm going to say. iOS 15 releases the following week to the public. Ooh. So it comes out the week after the Apple event. So starting from, what is it, Monday the 20th? Yeah.
So that's like being more specific than Mike's Flexi. It's a risky Flexi.
Yeah, it's the week after, basically. iOS comes out the week after. The 9th generation iPad is introduced. So the base model iPad with a USB-C connector. So what? I think they're going to announce the new base model iPad, and it's going to have USB-C. In fact, I think all of the iPads that we're going to see now going forward will move to USB-C. Base model, the iPad Air already has it. What's missing is the base model iPad and the iPad mini. And I think Apple really wants to unify the story there. And so I think we're going to see the base model iPad with the USB-C. Third, Flexi. No date is provided for macOS Monterey.
I don't even think they'll talk about Monterey.
I don't either.
I don't think they'll talk about it either. But if they mention it, it seems possible that they're going to mention it. But I don't think they will go further than a mention of macOS Monterey. They will not give us a release date for that. New AirPods announced with a MagSafe compatible case. I think it could be kind of interesting to see MagSafe in the AirPods case.
I actually think this was part of that FTC thing. This doesn't make a difference for a Flexi, but I think I saw something about that too. I didn't remember seeing anything about a new MagSafe, but I do remember seeing something in the past few days about a MagSafe.
Oh, cool!
An AirPod thing.
So I'm happy to know that. Nice. I mean, I can use the Flexi though, right?
Oh yeah. Flexi's
fine. So AirPods with a MagSafe case could be nice. And lastly, I think Apple will announce at least one feature that will be coming later in the iOS 15 cycle.
What does this mean?
Yeah, are they announcing a feature, or are they announcing a feature that's already been announced but it's late? See the difference?
No, at least one new feature. There you go.
So it's new, coming to iOS.
So you know how, what was it called?
You had a win in your hands and you just dropped it.
No, it's fine. I think they've
already said all the things they're going to say about what is not coming.
Hold on. Yes. You remember when they did, what was the name? The guy with a sweater
mode
feature.
No. Night
sweater. Convolutional. No.
It's
fluid fusion. Cold fusion? Deep fusion.
Which, by the way, I just want to go on record and say, I think that makes my images worse sometimes. It over sharpens them and makes the images look darker. And I don't think I like that feature.
Yeah, me neither.
Just putting that on record.
They announced it was a new feature, and they said it's coming later. And I think they will likely do the same with another new feature.
Portrait mode was the same too, right?
Portrait mode was the same. Exactly. There's a bunch of rumors floating around. Portrait video, cinematic mode, ProRes coming to the iPhone's camera. That, especially the ProRes one, feels like easily could be a feature that they announce on stage and they said, and this will be coming later. Or maybe even say it will be coming in 15.1, for example.
ProRes was last year. It was one of these.
Same,
ProRes did not ship. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it was coming later, and we all use it every day and love it.
At least one new feature coming later in the iOS 15 cycle.
That's it. That's the Rickies.
We're done.
Come back next week to see who wins, who is the loser, who is donating money to a worthy cause. I'm excited.
I mean, it's gonna be St. Jude, right?
If it's if it's your choice and you don't pick St. Jude in the month of September, National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, I'm done.
Look, we're good. It's gonna be St. Jude. Okay.
I like how you're saying that, assuming you're gonna win the Flexis. Man, I'm excited to see how this turns out. Let's come back next week.
Me too.
Go donate.
I'm not ready for an Apple event. I just feel like I'm not ready for it.
That's because it's during this would be the busiest week of our work year.
Yeah.
It's going to be bananas.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited though.
Do it for the kids.
I'm genuinely very excited though.
do it for the kids and do it for the kids at St. Jude. The children listening to the show. I don't know.
I hope children don't listen to the show.
Why not? It's family friendly.
Yeah, I know. I don't feel like we're setting a good example.
Yeah. I mean, we did follow the rules, so that's a good example.
We also make the rules.
That's true.
Yeah. Kids don't get to do that.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to check out the stuff in the show notes, head on over to relay.fm/connected/362. While you're there, join Connected Pro. You get a longer ad-free version of the show each and every single week. This week on the Pro version of the show, we talked about sound bars. We talked about microphones. We talked about emails that Federico gets. It was good. It was really good.
It was really good.
You can find us all on Twitter. You can find Mike there as IMYKE. Mike, what do you have going on the rest of the week?
On Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to start a stream where I'm building a keyboard. It was one of our fundraising goals, and it's going to take a really long time to build it. Also, we're doing a draft. We're doing an upgrade draft on Friday, so that will be coming out on Friday and over the weekend because, we have to do these extra episodes now because we record on Mondays and Apple puts their event invites out on Tuesdays, so we have to squeeze in another episode. So that's coming on Friday.
All right. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to Upgrade.
Thank you.
And the stream. I don't want to pick a favorite amongst your projects.
You can, though.
The Upgrade. Mm-hmm. You can find Federico on Twitter, VITICCI. Federico, give us a very quick review update, if you don't mind.
I think I'm going to be wrapping up the writing of the whole thing tomorrow. I am almost done with the everything else chapter. That's going to be done tomorrow for sure. And then after that, it's just a conclusion left.
That's awesome.
But then editing and stuff like
Screenshots.
that.
I've been doing writing during the day and editing at night. So I'm sort of doing on parallel tracks.
Day words, night words.
Yes, day words and night words. But once I'm done with the writing, it's all gonna be editing until I'm done. And I've also been preparing some really fun perks for club members this year, and I'm gonna split them across the different kinds of members that we have. So it's gonna be extra fun. We're doing a lot of things this time, and it's gonna be a lot of editing ahead of me. And I can tell you that I didn't write 75,000 words, thankfully, but I still wrote 50 of them.
Just 50 words. It's a very short. It's a very short review.
Very short review. No, 50,000. So it's still 25,000 fewer words than last year. So yay me. But yeah, still quite a review. Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter as ISMH and my writing over at 512pixels.net. Please go donate to St. Jude. That is stjude.org/relay. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Pingdom, Indeed, Mac Weldon, and Amazon Music. Until next week, gentlemen, say goodbye.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.